What if you went to the gym every single day for 3 years? The final encounter will shock you. Drop a like, subscribe to Mr. Demian, and let's lift. Day 1. You are overweight, invisible to girls, and heartbroken. A massive bully violently shoves you into the mud, humiliating you in front of everyone. Day 2. The pain fuels a fire. You step into a rusty, hardcore city gym. You can barely lift an empty bar without trembling, but you refuse to quit. Month 3. Pure sweat and consistency. Your muscles stand out from the intense effort. The fat is melting away as you push heavier dumbbells. Year 1. Beast mode activated. Your body has completely transformed. The entire gym goes silent, watching you pull a monstrous bar-bending deadlift. Year 2. You are an absolute titan. For training, you pull a massive truck with a thick rope. You walk down the street, radiating unbreakable confidence. Year 3. You walk into a cafe and see a miserable, overweight guy drop his coffee. You look closer. It's the bully who humiliated you. He looks up and recognizes you. He is completely terrified, cowering on the floor, expecting immediate and brutal revenge. Instead of crushing him, you smile peacefully. You extend your massive, muscular hand to help him up. You won the real battle. True power isn't about destroying your enemies. It's about conquering yourself. What is your biggest self-improvement goal? Comment below and see you next time. What if you practice football every single day for 3 years? The ending will give you chills. Drop a like, subscribe to Mr. Demian, and let's kick off. Day 1. You work exhausting shifts at a local supermarket. Tragedy strikes. Your dad passes away, leaving behind his most prized possession, a dusty FC Barcelona scarf. Week 1. To honor his memory, you step onto a rough neighborhood dirt pitch. You are clumsy and trip over the ball, but you refuse to quit. Month 6. Relentless, brutal training. You join the local street team. Covered in mud, your body is full of energy. You score a net-tearing goal to win the neighborhood cup. Year 1. Pro Scouts find you. You sign with a massive first division team in your country. The stadium erupts as you lift the National League trophy amidst fireworks. Year 1, Month 6. Europe calls. You transfer to West Ham United in the Premier League. You physically adapt to the freezing English rain and bone-crushing tackles. Year 2. Against all odds, you carry West Ham to glory. You hit a logic-defying, gravity-breaking bicycle kick that wins the Premier League title. Year 2, Month 6. The phone rings. It's the call of a lifetime. FC Barcelona wants you. You clutch your dad's old scarf, tears falling from your skull. 3rd year. The Champions League anthem echoes. You emerge from the enormous Camp Nou tunnel wearing the iconic Barcelona kit. You've fulfilled your father's dream. Passion and relentless discipline turn heartbreak into history. Who would you dedicate your biggest success to? Comment below, and see you next time. What if you dedicated your whole life to being a nurse? This emotional journey will break you and rebuild you. Drop a like, subscribe to Mr. Demian, and let's save lives. Year 1. You are a terrified student, buried alive under a massive mountain of medical books. Your head hurts from severe information overload. Year 4. Graduation day. You proudly wear your crisp, flawless medical uniform, radiating an aura of pure hope. You are ready to change the world. Year 5. Your first job. The ER is an absolute war zone. You sprint through chaotic corridors with unnatural speed, dodging stretchers to save lives. Year 6. The darkest day. Despite your desperate CPR and your chest glowing with pure panic, the monitor flatlines. You lose your first patient. First severe depression. You sit completely alone in a dark hospital locker room. You cry uncontrollably while holding your resignation letter. Year 7. The spark returns. Your fellow nurses surround you in a massive group hug, bringing you coffee. They remind you why you were born for this. Year 10. You are an unstoppable machine. You handle 5 critical emergencies at once with superhuman precision and absolute calm. You rule the floor. Year 25. You are now the master. You guide a group of terrified nursing students through the hospital, glowing like a beacon of light during midnight shifts. Year 35. A miracle happens. An adult walks into the ER crying tears of joy. It's a premature baby you saved 30 years ago, returning to say thank you. Year 45. Retirement day. You walk toward the exit and the entire hospital surprises you. Hundreds of doctors and patients give you a deafening standing ovation. Healing others is the greatest superpower a human can possess. What is your absolute dream job? Comment below, and see you next time. What if you practice basketball every single day for 3 years? You won't believe the final transformation. Drop a like, subscribe to Mr. Demian, and let's reach the top. Day 1. You are a lazy college student, overweight, eating junk food on a messy couch. Suddenly, your phone glows. A breakup text. Your heart and pride are shattered. Day 2. You try to shoot a ball at the park. You are slow, breathless, and miss every shot. People laugh, but you refuse to quit. Month 1. A friend invites you to a pickup game. You cross up a defender and make your first layup. Your body now is full with a new, intense energy. Month 6. Training alone at midnight under heavy rain. Dribbling through shadows, your body is changing. You are now lean, fast, and unstoppable. Year 1. You are now the star of the college court. You perform a monstrous rim-shaking dunk that stuns the scouts in the bleachers. Final seconds of the championship, you hit a logic-defying buzzer-beater three-pointer from half court. The crowd goes wild. Year 2, you're back in your room, but it's clean now. Your phone rings. It's an NBA scout. You fall to your knees in shock and joy. Year 3, the lights of the NBA arena are blinding. You walk onto the court wearing a pro jersey, cameras flashing everywhere. You made it. Hard work and a broken heart can build a legend. Discipline is the bridge to your dreams. What's your favorite sport? Comment below. See you next time. What if you stopped being lazy, put down the phone, and started working? Drop a like, subscribe to Mr. Demian, and let's find out. Day 1, you are fat lying on a broken couch in a messy tiny room, endlessly scrolling social media and eating junk food all day. Week 1, you look in a cracked mirror, disgusted. You decide to unscroll your life, put on a cheap suit, and get an office job. Month 6, you work late every single night. Instead of buying junk food and drugs, you save every penny to buy a small box of cheap watches. Year 1, your apartment is cleaner, looking middle class. You use clever marketing tactics to sell those watches online, packing boxes right from your kitchen table. Year 3, your side hustle explodes. You quit the office job and open a sleek professional online store selling premium, high-quality silver and gold watches. Year 5, you are unrecognizable wearing tailored suits. You launch your own luxury jewelry brand, shipping exclusive diamond pieces to wealthy clients worldwide. Year 7, you step out of a roaring sports car in front of a massive modern mansion. Your hard work has built an absolute empire. Year 10, you are a millionaire standing on a yacht with your beautiful family. You realize putting down that phone changed your entire destiny. Action creates success, and consistency builds empires. What is your ultimate dream business to start? Comment your goals below, drop a like, and subscribe. See you next time. What if you were trapped on a moving train during the start of the zombie apocalypse? Drop a like, subscribe to Mr. Demian, and let's find out. Minute 1, you are enjoying a quiet, high-speed train ride. Suddenly, a pale passenger stumbles down the aisle, violently coughing up thick black blood. Minute 10, pure chaos. The sick passenger lunges forward, viciously biting a conductor's neck. The infection spreads instantly. The victims reawaken with terrifying, glowing eyes. Minute 20, the entire carriage is a bloodbath. You sprint desperately through the narrow, rocking train cars, locking heavy metal sliding doors behind you. Minute 30, you are barricaded inside a tiny restroom. The walls shake violently as dozens of infected hands slam aggressively against the thin metal door. Hour 1, the door hinges buckle. You are forced to squeeze out the tiny window, gripping the freezing, slippery train roof at blinding speeds. Hour 1.5, you crawl along the roaring train roof. Below you, through the glass skylights, you see hundreds of hungry zombies completely swarming the passengers. Hour 2, you smash into the armored driver's cabin. The conductor is completely gone. You lock yourself in, staring at the empty, dark tracks ahead. Hour 3, train finally screeches into the Grand Central Station. The doors open. You step out, only to find the entire city burning in apocalyptic ruins. Escaping one nightmare sometimes just leads to another. Where is the safest place during an apocalypse? Comment your ultimate survival bunker below. See you next time.
What if you were locked inside your own house with a psychopathic killer? Drop a like, subscribe to Mr. Demian, and let's find out. Minute 1, you are taking a warm shower. Suddenly, the water turns freezing cold, and you hear the heavy front door aggressively kick open. Minute 5, dripping wet and terrified, you silently creep into the dark kitchen. You grab the biggest, sharpest butcher knife from the wooden block. Minute 10, you hold your breath behind the kitchen island. A tall, masked figure steps into the moonlight, dragging a massive, rusty steel axe. Minute 15, he kicks the island. He spots you. You throw a glass plate directly at his face, shattering it, and sprint upstairs blindly. Minute 20, you lock yourself in the master bedroom closet. Through the wooden slats, you watch his muddy boots slowly pacing across your carpet. Minute 25, the closet door is violently smashed open with the axe. You dodge the lethal swing, rolling under his legs into the hallway. Minute 30, cornered near the staircase. As he lunges forward, you use all your strength to kick his chest, sending him tumbling down the stairs. Minute 35, the killer lies completely unconscious at the bottom. You leap over him, smash the front window, and escape into the safe street. Your home is your castle, but survival requires fighting back. How would you escape a home invasion? Comment your ultimate survival strategy below. See you next time. What if you were the only human trapped in a city of mannequins? Drop a like, subscribe to Mr. Demian, and let's find out. Day 1, you wake up in a completely silent metropolis. The streets are packed with thousands of plastic mannequins frozen in mid-step. Week 1, you gather supplies, enjoying the absolute quiet, but you notice something strange. A mannequin outside your window wasn't facing you yesterday. Month 1, paranoia sets in. You start locking your doors. Every time you turn your back, you swear you hear plastic scraping on concrete. Month 3, you are losing your mind. You smash a mannequin to pieces, but the next morning, it stands perfectly reassembled inside your living room. Month 6, sleep is impossible. You surround your bed with hundreds of mirrors just so you can watch them all. They are getting closer. Year 1, you cover the windows, but the scraping sound is deafening now. Thousands of blank plastic faces are pressing violently against your glass. Year 1.5, the power goes out. In the pitch black, you feel stiff, cold, plastic fingers gently brush against your neck. Year 2, you stop running. You stand perfectly still in the middle of the street, your skin turning cold, slowly becoming exactly like them. Complete isolation changes what it means to be human. What would you do in this city? Comment below, drop a like, and subscribe. See you next time. What if you drank nothing but pure energy drinks for 30 days? Drop a like, subscribe to Mr. Demian, and let's find out. Day 1, you replace water with bright neon energy drinks. You feel completely unstoppable, hyper-focused, and ready to conquer the entire world. Day 5, the sugar crash hits hard. Your hands have a slight uncontrollable tremor. You drink 3 more cans just to feel normal. Day 10, severe dehydration sets in. Your urine is dark brown. Your resting heart rate sounds like a heavy bass drum in your ears. Day 15, you haven't slept in a week. Extreme paranoia. Your eyes are bloodshot and wide open, staring blankly at the ceiling all night. Day 20, your nervous system is burning out. You experience terrifying visual hallucinations, seeing vibrating neon shadows crawling across your bedroom walls. Day 25, a massive migraine splits your skull. You collapse on the floor, heavily sweating while your chest feels tight and incredibly heavy. Day 28, your blood pressure is dangerously high. Every single muscle twitches violently. You can literally hear your own heart struggling to pump. Day 30, the lethal overdose is complete. Your chest sharply locks up. You collapse as a massive cardiac arrest completely shuts down your body. There is no artificial substitute for real hydration. Your body has limits. What extreme challenge should we do next? Comment your ideas below. Don't forget to stay hydrated and subscribe. See you next time. Could you survive 100 isolated days in a lighthouse for $10 million? Drop a like, subscribe, and let's find out. Day 1, the sea is calm. You have plenty of food and books. Without the internet, the absolute isolation actually feels like a peaceful vacation. Day 15, the crushing silence begins to echo in your head. You catch yourself having intense, hour-long conversations with your own reflection in the glass. Day 30, a massive storm hits. Paranoia takes over. You stare into the freezing black waves and see giant, glowing tentacles reaching the dark surface. Day 50, the bottom floor mysteriously floods with dark, foul-smelling seawater. You hear heavy, wet footsteps dragging slowly up the iron spiral staircase toward you. Day 75, you are completely sleep-deprived and hallucinating. Pale, ghostly figures of drowned sailors stand silently in the dark corners of your room, constantly watching. Day 85, pure visceral panic. You try to escape, but the heavy iron doors are magically welded shut. You are trapped inside a screaming nightmare. Day 95, you violently smash the massive lighthouse lamp. Total darkness. You rock back and forth on the floor, laughing hysterically at the whispering shadows. Day 100, the rescue boat finally arrives. They break down the door, finding you clutching a bag with $10 million, completely unrecognizable and utterly insane. Isolation is a terrifying price for wealth, and your own mind is your greatest enemy. Would you take this terrifying challenge? Comment your thoughts below.
What if you traveled back to ancient Rome and introduced Emperor Marcus Aurelius to the highly addictive casino game of blackjack? Day 1, you show Marcus Aurelius a deck of cards. He loses his gold but whispers, true peace is hitting on a hard 16. Week 1, fascinated, the Emperor hires you to build Rome's first massive casino. Gladiators are completely replaced by luxury card tables and velvet chairs. Month 1, Jack fever spreads like wildfire. Corrupt senators bet entire provinces on a single hand. The phrase, hit me, echoes through marble halls. Month 6, a devastating gambling epidemic grips the city. Citizens stop working, farming, and building, spending all their time obsessively chasing the number 21. Year 1, the Roman economy completely collapses. Desperate legions sell their legendary swords and heavy armor just to fund one more round of cards. Year 2, barbarian armies march toward the gates, but the Roman guards are too busy splitting eights to notice the impending doom outside. Year 5, Rome burns to the ground. The greatest empire in history doesn't fall to war, but an absolute, uncontrollable gambling addiction and debt. The fall. You walk away from the smoldering ruins of a fallen empire, casually flipping a single casino chip. The house always wins. Vice destroys empires faster than swords. What game would you take to the past? Comment below, drop a like, and subscribe to Mr. Demian for more What If.
What if you traveled back to ancient Greece and introduced the game of basketball to the greatest philosophers in history? Day 1, you arrive in Athens holding a bright orange basketball. The confused Greeks draw their swords, thinking it's a bizarre, glowing alien egg. Week 1, you build a wooden hoop and teach them to dribble. Soon, massive, muscular Spartans are aggressively dunking over deeply confused Athenian scholars. Month 1, basketball fever takes over. Ancient gymnasiums transform into massive roaring arenas. Philosophers start debating defensive strategies instead of the meaning of life. Month 6, the Hellenic Basketball Association is born. Schools of philosophy now require a killer crossover just to graduate. The ancient crowds go absolutely wild. Year 1, Socrates forms the ultimate super team. Using intense psychological questioning, they mentally break their opponents on the court. They are completely undefeated. Year 2, the championship finals. Socrates' elite, highly tactical squad faces the ultimate underdogs. Diogenes and his team of barefoot, feral cynics playing chaotic streetball. The finals. Socrates tries to run complex tactical plays, but Diogenes literally barks like a dog, steals the ball, and dunks it completely naked. The upset, the buzzer sounds. Diogenes wins the championship, proving that raw, chaotic streetball instinct can absolutely destroy overthinking and perfect strategy. Sometimes pure instinct beats overanalysis. What modern sport would you take to the past? Comment below, drop a like, and subscribe to Mr. Demian. What if you traveled back to feudal Japan armed with a modern, devastatingly powerful military flamethrower? Day 1, you arrive in a hostile village. Dozens of samurai draw their swords. You calmly unleash a massive, roaring pillar of fire into the sky. Week 1, terrified by your dragon magic, the proud samurai instantly surrender. They bow deeply to the ground, viewing you as an unstoppable fire god. Month 1, you are crowned their absolute warlord. Surrounded by ancient luxury, you begin mastering the deadly, disciplined arts of the traditional samurai blade. Month 6, your legend grows. You wear custom black samurai armor fitted for your flamethrower, blending modern firepower perfectly with ancient Japanese military tradition. Year 1, a rival clan declares war. You lead your samurai army into a massive battle, easily turning the enemy charging cavalry into absolute ashes. Year 2, you rule the entire province with absolute fiery terror. No army on Earth dares to challenge the warlord who controls the artificial dragon. Year 3, heavy paranoia sets in. You sleep heavily guarded in a grand, impenetrable fortress, believing your modern weapon makes you completely invincible to any threat. Year 4, a silent shadow drops from your ceiling. A ninja assassin strikes instantly, taking your life in total silence and disappearing with your flamethrower. Technology brings immense power, but arrogance brings death. No weapon can stop a shadow. What would you have done? Share your thoughts in the comments. Don't forget to like and subscribe to Mr. Demian for more historical what-ifs. What if you traveled back 40,000 years and introduced pure caffeine to a struggling tribe of Neanderthals? Day 1, you arrive in freezing Eurasia. The Neanderthals are exhausted, slowly losing their territory to the faster, relentless Homo sapiens. Week 1, you brew a massive batch of highly concentrated coffee. The skeptical Neanderthals drink it, and their eyes suddenly snap wide open. Month 1, the caffeine completely alters their biology. Their natural brute strength is now combined with endless, terrifying stamina. They stop sleeping. Month 3, productivity explodes. They build massive fortifications and forge advanced weaponry overnight, working at a manic, unstoppable, hyper-focused pace. Year 1, the inevitable war begins. The Homo sapiens attack, expecting an easy victory against a tired enemy, but face hyper-energized giants. Year 2, the caffeinated Neanderthals overwhelm the Homo sapiens with relentless speed and brutal power. The battle completely shifts the course of history. Year 5, Homo sapiens are entirely wiped out. The Neanderthals conquer the planet, building a savage, hyperactive, prehistoric empire fueled by caffeine. Year 10, you return to the present day, only to find a modern world built by heavy-browed, muscular Neanderthals drinking massive coffees. One small change can rewrite the entire history of humanity. What would you change? Subscribe to Mr. Demian for more what-ifs. What if you survived a nuclear bomb blast, only to realize that the real nightmare was just beginning? Day 1, the world goes blinding white. You wake up beneath the heavy rubble of your home, deafened by silence and surrounded by complete ash. Week 1, you crawl out into a scorched, unrecognizable wasteland. The sky is completely black and toxic. Radioactive snow begins to fall gently around you. Month 1, food is gone. You wear a makeshift gas mask, scavenging ruined cities while hiding from desperate, violent survivors who have lost their humanity. Month 6, nuclear winter sets in. Temperatures drop below freezing. You are severely malnourished, battling acute radiation sickness as your hair begins to fall out. Year 1, absolute isolation. You wander through silent, hollowed-out skyscrapers. The psychological weight of being totally alone crushes your mind more than the dying planet. Year 3, you find a rusted radio and broadcast a desperate plea into the static. Days pass in deafening silence. No one is coming to help. Year 5, nature starts reclaiming the ruins with mutated, aggressive flora. You live entirely underground now, absolutely terrified of what roams the irradiated surface above. Year 10, against all odds, you hear a faint human voice crackle through the radio. A distant underground bunker community has finally found your signal. Survival isn't just about escaping death, it's about finding a reason to live. Could you endure the fallout? Subscribe to Mr. Demian for more. What if you traveled back to ancient Greece and attempted to survive the brutal, unforgiving physical training of a true Spartan warrior? Day 1, you arrive confident, boasting about your modern gym routine and protein supplements. The scarred Spartan commander just laughs, handing you a heavy wooden shield. Week 1, your modern gym strength means nothing here. You march barefoot over jagged rocks for miles, carrying impossible weight under the blazing Mediterranean sun. Week 2, the diet is pure starvation. Instead of balanced macros, you receive a single bowl of black broth. Hunger becomes your constant, agonizing companion. Week 3, combat training begins. You try a technical modern punch, but a Spartan brutally sweeps your legs, slamming your unarmored body into the bloody dust. Month 1, sleep deprivation destroys your mind. You sleep outside in freezing rain without blankets, shivering uncontrollably, learning that true endurance is entirely psychological. Month 2, the Agoge strips away your modern ego. Your muscles are constantly torn and bleeding, but slowly, a terrifying, savage, raw power begins to build. Month 3, the final survival test. You are abandoned in the freezing wilderness with a single spear, surrounded by howling wolves. You must fight to survive. Month 6, you return to the city covered in scars. You are no longer a modern gym bro. You are forged into an unstoppable, lethal weapon. Real strength is built in the mind, not just the gym. Could you survive Sparta? Remember, subscribe to Mr. Demian for more historical what-ifs. What if your heart was shattered into a million pieces and you spiraled into a world of dangerous, self-destructive excess? Day 1, everything feels perfect until she says it's over. You watch her walk away with someone else, leaving you completely in ruins. Week 1, deep depression sets in. You spend endless days staring at a dark ceiling, the heavy silence of your room becoming unbearable. Week 2, you seek refuge at the bottom of a bottle. The local bar becomes your sanctuary, blurring painful reality with every glass. Week 3, the party never stops. Loud music, dangerous substances, and empty company are your only escape from the memories that haunt you. Week 4, isolation takes over. You shut the entire world out, locked in a room where addiction is now your only constant companion. Week 5, the darkness deepens. You begin making reckless choices that threaten your own life, desperately seeking a final exit from the pain. Week 6, your friend Alejandro knocks on your door, but you hide in the shadows, terrified and refusing to be saved from yourself. Week 7, reality hits hard. You wake up in a sterile hospital bed, surrounded by cold machines, barely clinging to a fragile thread. Week 8, your friend Alejandro returns, refusing to give up on you. This time, you finally reach out and take the helping hand offered. 1 year, hope returns. You are playing video games with your best friend Alejandro, eating good food, and finally feeling like yourself again. Pain is temporary, but true friendship is forever. Don't fight your battles alone. Subscribe to Mr. Demian for more what-ifs. What if you were the legendary lead guitarist for a globally famous rock band during the explosive 1990s? 1991, the dream. You practice endless guitar riffs in your messy childhood bedroom, surrounded by posters of rock legends dreaming of rock stardom. 1992, the meeting. You meet your future bandmates in a smoky, crowded underground bar after an intense local gig. A powerful musical connection begins. 1993, the garage. Countless days and nights are spent in a sweaty garage, writing songs and developing a raw, loud, and unique sound. 1994, the album. You record your debut album in a small, cramped professional studio. It becomes an instant worldwide sensation. 1995, the peak. Stadiums are sold out, screaming fans, absolute global worship, but the overwhelming fame begins to fracture your band relationships. 1996, the excess. World tours bring massive wealth, but severe addictions and endless band conflicts start tearing your legendary band apart. 1997, the collapse. Your highly anticipated second album is a critical failure despite huge sales. Band tension escalates beyond control. 1998, the spiral. Deep in the grip of addiction, you are totally isolated. The music stops as you hit rock bottom. 1999, the end. Your third album is a final commercial success, but with terrible reviews. You enter a strict rehabilitation facility. The band officially separates forever. Fame without balance is a temporary paradise. Could you survive the ultimate rock and roll nightmare? Subscribe to Mr. Demian for more what-ifs. What if you traveled back to 1860 and challenged the future U.S. President Abraham Lincoln to an intense arm wrestling match? Minute 1. You step out of a time portal into a dusty tavern in Illinois. Men in top hats stare at your strange modern clothes. Minute 10. You find the tall, lanky Abe Lincoln chopping wood outside. You slam a gold coin on a barrel, demanding a test of strength. Minute 20. The crowd cheers. Lincoln smiles, rolls up his long sleeves, and reveals massive, iron-hard forearms built from decades of brutal frontier labor. Minute 30. You lock hands. His fingers feel like thick steel cables. You immediately realize this isn't just a politician. He's a legendary frontier wrestler. Minute 35. The match begins. You push with all your modern gym strength, veins popping, but Lincoln's arm doesn't move a single inch. Minute 36. He looks you dead in the eye, completely relaxed, and starts casually telling a funny political story while you fight for your life. Minute 37. With a sudden, terrifying surge of raw power, Lincoln slams your hand onto the wooden table so hard the wood actually splinters. Minute 38, you fall to the floor holding your crushed wrist. Lincoln hands you up, laughing and calling you a worthy opponent. Never underestimate the raw strength of history. Could you beat Honest Abe? Subscribe to Mr. Demian for more crazy historical what-ifs. What if you traveled back to ancient Greece and challenged the legendary philosopher Socrates to a professional boxing match? Minute 1, you step out of a time rift into the dusty agora of Athens. The sun is blinding and people are staring. Hour 1, you find Socrates surrounded by his students. You put on your boxing gloves, pointing directly at him, demanding a fair fight. Hour 2, the crowd gathers. Socrates removes his tunic, revealing a surprisingly muscular, battle-hardened physique from his years as a brave Greek soldier. Round 1 begins. You throw a fast jab, but Socrates is incredibly agile, observing your every move with an intense, calm curiosity. Round 2, mid-fight, he starts asking questions. What is a punch? He asks, confusing your mind while easily dodging your most powerful hooks. Round 3, your modern boxing technique is useless against his raw, ancient wrestling power. He pins you down with the strength of a titan. Round 4, with a swift, calculated strike, Socrates finds your weakness. The world spins as you hit the dusty ground of the ancient stadium. Fight is over. He helps you up, smiling wisely. You realize that while you brought gloves, he brought a mind that could never be beaten. True strength isn't just in the fists, but in the wisdom behind them. Subscribe to Mr. Demian for more historical what-ifs. What if you suddenly shrank down to the exact size of a tiny, defenseless insect right inside your own bedroom? Minute 1, the world distorts. You fall deep into the thick carpet fibers, which now look like a dense, terrifying alien jungle. Hour 1, everyday objects become massive obstacles. A dropped Xbox controller looks like a colossal, impassable spaceship blocking your only path forward. Hour 3, the ground shakes violently. A pet dog walks by, its giant paws slamming down like catastrophic, deafening meteor strikes around you. Hour 6, you attempt to scale a massive metal gym dumbbell to reach higher ground, but the freezing iron drains all your energy. Hour 10, night falls. A common house spider emerges from the shadows. To you, it is an 80-foot, 8-legged, bloodthirsty monster. Day 1, you desperately need water. You trek across the arid hardwood floor, fighting against freezing, hurricane-force drafts from under the door. Day 2, exhausted and starving, you accidentally stumble into a sticky web. You are trapped completely as the giant spider rapidly approaches. Day 3, a massive shadow covers the room. A giant human shoe lowers from the sky, completely unaware of your tiny, insignificant existence. The safest places become deadly when you lose your size. Could you survive this nightmare? Subscribe to Mr. Demian for more what-ifs. What if you woke up in a luxury suite on a massive cruise ship, only to realize you are the only passenger on board? Hour 1, total confusion. You explore the endless, elegant corridors, calling out for staff, but find absolutely nobody in sight. Day 1, pure euphoria. You have unlimited free food, pools, and the entire theater to yourself. It feels like a dream paradise. Day 3, the overwhelming silence begins to feel incredibly heavy. There is no music, no laughter, just the sound of crashing waves. Week 1, you reach the captain's bridge. The ship is locked on autopilot, sailing to an unknown destination with no way to stop. Week 2, sensory deprivation kicks in. Your desperate mind starts creating fake shadows and hearing phantom whispers in the empty ballrooms. Month 1, a violent storm hits. You are completely alone, trapped inside a tiny, floating tin can against the ocean's terrifying fury. Month 2, fresh resources run out. The main generators fail, leaving the massive ship completely pitch black and terrifyingly cold at night. Month 3, total psychological breakdown. You start talking to mannequins, hopelessly lost in the middle of a vast, empty ocean. Luxury is meaningless if you have nobody to share it with. Would you survive? Subscribe to Mr. Demian for more what-ifs. What would happen if your most secret internet search history was suddenly broadcasted live to the entire world? Minute 1, a global glitch happens. Suddenly, every weird, embarrassing question you ever typed starts scrolling on live television. Hour 1, your phone explodes with messages. Your friends and family are reading your most shameful late-night searches in real time. Hour 5, absolute panic kicks in. Your deepest insecurities and embarrassing degenerate questions are trending globally under your full name. Day 1, your phone rings. It's your boss firing you immediately because they saw exactly what you browsed during work hours. Day 3, total social isolation. You can't even look out the window without feeling like everyone is judging your dark secrets. Week 1, your reputation is completely destroyed. Every single relationship you built is ruined because of your hidden digital life. Week 2, you smash your computer and throw your phone away, trying to escape the unbearable shame and public humiliation. Month 1, you step outside and realize society has collapsed. Everyone else's history was leaked too, and nobody trusts anyone anymore. Some secrets are better left in incognito mode. Clear your history and subscribe to Mr. Demian for more what-if stories. What would happen if you got completely lost deep inside the Amazon rainforest with zero survival skills and no way out? Hour 1, pure panic. The massive tree canopy blocks out the sun. Every direction looks exactly the same, trapping you in green. Night 1, total pitch black. The jungle comes alive with terrifying screams, rustling leaves, and glowing eyes watching you from the shadows. Day 2, extreme thirst hits you. You find a muddy stream, but drinking untreated jungle water could easily give you a deadly parasite. Day 3, you are covered in painful mosquito bites and toxic rashes. The unbearable humidity makes breathing feel like swallowing hot water. Day 5, severe dehydration causes intense hallucinations. The giant trees start breathing, and you hear your name echoing through the dense vines. Day 7, complete physical exhaustion. Your skin is infected from poisonous plants, and your legs simply refuse to take another step forward. Day 10, you crawl towards the sound of rushing water, only to find a riverbank swarming with massive, hungry caimans waiting patiently. Day 14, you finally collapse in the mud, ready to give up until the faint, rhythmic sound of a boat motor approaches. Nature is beautiful, but completely unforgiving. Would you survive the jungle? Don't forget subscribe to Mr. Demian for more crazy what-if stories. What if you accepted $5 million to live inside a completely white, silent room for 100 days straight? Day 1. It feels incredibly easy. You sleep, relax, and think about all the luxury cars you will buy with the prize. Day 10. The boredom hits hard. With no phone, books, or colors, your brain begs for any kind of stimulation or entertainment. Day 20. You lose track of time. The bright white lights never turn off, completely destroying your sleep cycle and resting hours. Day 40. Sensory deprivation takes over. You start talking to yourself just to hear a voice, pacing around the room for hours. Day 70. Severe hallucinations begin. Your desperate brain creates fake colors, moving shadows, and imaginary people standing right in the empty corners. Day 90. Total psychological breakdown. You cry uncontrollably, begging the cameras to let you out, completely forgetting about the $5 million. Day 100. The doors finally open. You walk out extremely rich, but permanently traumatized and deeply afraid of bright white lights. Money is useless if you lose your mind to get it. Would you take this challenge? Subscribe for more crazy what-ifs. What if you were walking in the woods and stumbled upon an abandoned duffel bag stuffed with $10 million in cold, hard cash? Minute 1, your heart stops. You look around, terrified someone is watching. You grab the heavy bag and sprint back to your house. Day 1, euphoria. You lay all the money on your bed. You start planning your dream life, buying luxury cars and private islands. Day 3, the paranoia begins. You lock every single door and close every blind. You jump at the slightest sound outside your window. Week 1, you realize you can't just put $10 million in the bank. The government and the police would ask way too many questions. Month 1, you try to wash the money slowly, buying expensive items in cash, but you constantly feel like everyone is staring at you. Month 3, you haven't slept in days. You realize this isn't lottery money. Someone very dangerous lost it, and they are definitely looking. Month 6, a mysterious black car parks right across your street. They don't move. They just sit there, watching your house all night long. 1 year, a quiet, heavy knock on the door. You look through the peephole and see men in suits. The owners have finally arrived. Free money always comes with a price tag. What would you do? Subscribe to Mr. Demian for more crazy what-if stories. What would happen if you got locked inside a massive supermarket for the entire night, completely alone with no way out? Minute 1.
Where is it?
The main lights shut
find my
down.
phone.
Total
No,
darkness
where is
surrounds
it?
you. Panic hits when you realize you left your phone at home. Hour 1. You blindly navigate the aisles until you find the breaker box. You pull the switch, bathing the store in neon light. Hour 2. Time to feast. You run straight to the candy aisle, tearing open expensive chocolates and eating everything you want for free. Hour 3, you head to the electronics section, turn on the biggest TV, blast the speakers, and play video games completely undisturbed. Hour 4, curiosity takes over. You walk behind the counters, open the cash registers, and stare at stacks of useless paper money. Hour 5, the fun wears off. The absolute silence of the massive building becomes terrifying. Every single shadow starts looking like a threat. Hour 6, paranoia and exhaustion defeat you. You hide in the furniture section, counting the minutes in fear until you finally pass out. Hour 7. Morning arrives. The front doors unlock, and the confused morning shift workers find you fast asleep on a display mattress. What would you do with all that free time? Subscribe to Mr. Demian for more crazy what-if scenarios every week. What if you ate nothing but Big Macs for 90 days straight? No water, no salads, just pure fast food. Day 1 is an absolute dream. Your brain releases massive hits of dopamine with every single greasy, salty, delicious bite. Week 1, the honeymoon is over. You're constantly thirsty, terribly bloated, and your energy levels are crashing hard into the ground. Month 1, you've gained serious weight. Your skin is breaking out badly, and simply walking upstairs feels like climbing Mount Everest. Month 1.5, scurvy kicks in. With absolutely zero vitamin C, your gums bleed and your teeth start feeling loose. Month 2, your liver is crying. It's totally packed with fat. Your blood pressure skyrockets, pushing your heart to its absolute limit. Day 90, you're severely malnourished despite consuming thousands of calories. Your body is basically a ticking time bomb ready to fail. Trust me, you need to keep some meat on your bones, unlike me. Subscribe to Mr. Demian for more crazy what-ifs. What if a coin-sized black hole suddenly appeared in your room? Minute 1. A tiny black hole appears in your room. It looks harmless, but it is not. Minute 10. It slowly starts growing. Nearby objects begin to get pulled in. You cannot stop it. Minute 30. The black hole is massive. Your house is destroyed. Everything around it disappears. 1 hour. It consumes the neighborhood. People run in panic. No one is safe. 2 hours. Mass evacuation begins. The entire world is in panic. There is no way to stop the black hole. 5 hours. Earth is gone. The black hole keeps growing. It starts devouring the solar system. One small mistake can destroy everything. Subscribe for more what-if stories. What if you woke up one day and you were the last person on Earth? Day 1, everything looks normal, but no one is there. Empty streets, total silence. Day 3, you check your phone. No signal. No one answers. You start to worry. 1 week later, you do whatever you want. Enter stores, drive with no rules. 1 month. The silence gets heavy. No voices, no contact. You feel alone. 6 months. You talk to yourself. Loneliness is taking over. Everything feels empty. 1 year. You are not the same. Isolation breaks you. Madness begins. Being alone sounds like freedom, but without people, there is no life. Subscribe for more what-if stories.
What if you bought Bitcoin in 2010 and then completely forgot about it? In 2010, you hear about Bitcoin for the first time. You buy 10 and forget about them. In 2015, you start seeing the news. Bitcoin is rising, but you ignore it. In 2020, the price explodes. Your small investment is now worth thousands. In 2024, you check your wallet. You are a multimillionaire. Your life changes forever. In 2025, you spend like crazy. Cars, trips, luxury, until the notifications arrive. In 2026, you did not pay taxes. You lose everything and end up in prison. Remember, money can change your life, but it can also destroy it. Subscribe for more what-if stories. What if the sun disappeared for just 24 hours? You wouldn't die instantly, but you might wish you did. For the first few minutes, nothing would seem different, but suddenly total darkness would cover the entire planet. The temperature would start dropping fast and panic would begin to spread. Within hours, the cold would become unbearable. Crops would begin to die and power systems would fail. After several hours, even the oceans would start to cool and marine life would begin to disappear. In just 1 day, much of the planet would fall below freezing. Millions would struggle to survive. And just when all hope seems lost, the sun returns. But it wouldn't feel like relief. The sudden change would trigger storms, floods, and global destruction. 24 hours without the sun wouldn't destroy Earth, but it would change life forever. Subscribe to Mr. Demian for more. What if Earth's gravity turned off for just 5 seconds? Second one, the shock. Absolutely anything not bolted to the ground would instantly start floating into the air. Second 2, but you wouldn't float peacefully. Earth spins at over 1,000 miles per hour. Without gravity holding you down, you'd be launched sideways at brutal, terrifying speeds. Second 3, by the 3rd second, all oceans, lakes, and rivers would begin to rise. The water would form gigantic, terrifying floating blobs hovering right above the cities. Second 4, in the 4th second, without gravity to hold it in place, Earth's atmosphere would start expanding into space. The air pressure would drop rapidly, nearly popping your eardrums. Second 5, Reaching the 5th second, entire buildings with weak foundations, uprooted trees, and massive chunks of earth would be floating in absolute, chaotic, massive destruction. Second 6, gravity returns, and suddenly gravity turns back on. All that massive debris, millions of tons of water, and people would plummet, crashing back to the ground with crushing force. The aftermath. In just 5 short seconds, almost all surface life and human infrastructure would be completely reduced to dust by the devastating impact of gravity's sudden return. Luckily for us, it's physically impossible for the laws of gravity to just turn off out of nowhere. Subscribe to Mr. Demian to keep pushing the limits of reality.
What would happen if a spider crawled into your mouth while you sleep? Minute 1, you are sleeping peacefully. A spider looking for shelter finds your open mouth. To it, it looks like a warm, moist, and perfectly safe cave to hide. Minute 3, the spider is already inside your mouth and you still haven't noticed. As it explores, it missteps and slips, starting to slide down your esophagus. Minute 5, the 8-legged intruder lands right in your stomach, but you are in no danger. It just dropped directly into a pool of lethal stomach acid. Minute 10, your powerful gastric juices go to work. The spider dissolves quickly just like any other food. Even if it was venomous, the acid destroys the venom instantly. Minute 60, you keep dreaming deeply, digesting your tiny, crunchy, protein-packed midnight snack without ever knowing what just happened. The next morning, you wake up completely rested. Luckily, spiders hate the vibrations of your snoring, so this is almost impossible. Subscribe to feed your curiosity.